This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can find all the cards featured in this video in their store if you follow the links in the description below. Okay, alright, Cube it is. So, before we jump into this Arena Cube draft, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube, or the logo below on Twitch. They have singles. They have sealed product. Check them out. All right. So Venerated Loxodon is great, and I was talking about doing aggro, and it's one of these cards that really makes the aggro deck a thing. It's just so powerful. It's setting up massive amounts of damage and everything. Felidar Retreat's also quite good. It's better if you're going wide, which I guess the Loxodon is too. And it's good in green, white, and red, white, as is Retreat. But Retreat takes a little more setup generally. Never to Return. All of these removal spells that also make creatures are considerably better than they are in other formats. And having ways to destroy planeswalkers is more important than normal in this format. Questing Beast is nice too, but yeah, I think we definitely go Loxodon here, and we see if the crazy aggro deck, in particular the red-white aggro deck, is open. Okay, well, yeah. So Field of the Dead is really strong. If you can set it up correctly and take a bunch of lands, it gets to be absolutely insane. Similarly, Priest of Forgotten Gods is really, really strong if you can get her going as an engine. Like, both of these are really good engines that take some work, but worthwhile. Murderous Rider is another removal spell that can kill a planeswalker that's also a creature, and that's pretty good. This is a mediocre but okay sweeper. I think we're mostly looking at these three cards. There is a Loyal Pegasus here who's well suited to the aggro deck, but it's not the kind of aggro card that you should be taking over these kinds of cards. So yeah, Field of the Dead or Priest of Forgotten Gods. I think I want to go with the Field here. These two decks don't really go together. So we're probably not going to be playing both, but Okay, so here we've got Amiria's Call, which is a nice double-face modal card. It counts as a different land name for Field of the Dead, for what that's worth. Remorseful Cleric is a nice aggro creature who hates on the graveyard. Sweltering Suns is a good sweeper. We've got Fairgrounds Warden, which is a good removal spell. This pack overall isn't amazing. I think we probably take the Warden. Amiria's Call is not bad, and it would be good. Like, if we end up in the Field of the Dead deck especially, I think it would make sense. But I think we're going to take Fairgrounds Warden here. Come here, little kitty cat. So... okay, Bone Crusher Giant, another removal spell that's also a creature. Aurelia is a quite good red-white aggro card, but she's actually way more likely to wheel. I think I'm going to take Bone Crusher here. Yeah. Removal spell that's an efficient creature is what I like. Okay. Stitcher Supplier is great at loading the graveyard, if that's what we're interested in. Not sure we are. I think I just like the Rage Hound here. I think, the aggro deck is looking open enough to me to just start taking all of the efficient creatures who hit hard. Angel of Sanctions isn't bad, but if we're in an aggro deck, I doubt we're going to play it, is the thing. But I guess maybe Underworld Ragehound wheels. Yeah, it probably does. We'll take the Angel. The Angel's definitely better. Okay, so... Knight of Ebon Legion is a really good black aggro card. Magma Jet, Integrity, Intervention's pretty good. Tybalt is also pretty good. I think we probably take the Knight. We could consider Hagra Mauling, but I think we take the Knight here and see what happens. Okay, so another pretty good... yeah, Hagra Mauling's okay, but in this format, I don't think it's that amazing of a removal spell. I think the Knight is better. So Cast Out, like Hagra Mauling, it does remove stuff and it efficiently does have cycling. Gutter Bones is a good aggro creature. Corpse Knight could be interesting for our deck. We should probably take Cast Out, I suppose. That's the responsible thing over Scorch Spitter or Gutter Bones or whatever. Okay. Field of Ruin's not bad. Does go with Field of the Dead. Deem Worthy's not bad, but it's not especially good. Key to the City, making things unblockable is nice. Field of Ruin does, you know, people play Field of the Dead, and that's part of the reason Field of Ruin is worthwhile. I think it's what I'm going to take here over the other options, because none of them are very attractive, so. Okay, so this is a good card for the token deck. We're not there. This isn't a bad removal spell. We could take a removal spell or some land. With Field of the Dead, you know, taking like a Spire Bluff Canal might make sense here, but we'll take removal again. Okay, alright, so we had Loyal Pegasus and Priest of Forgotten God's Wheel. I do think the Pegasus, you know, if we're an aggro deck, we're 100% playing it. The Priest, you have to end up specifically in a sacrifice deck or it's not worth it. Has a higher ceiling, but I think it's less likely we play it given what's going on right now. I'll take Loyal Pegasus. Okay, good. So when these aggro cards just wheel like this is when aggro starts to look really attractive, I think. These just aggressive creatures, and Aurelia came back too, so that's when, you know, that's kind of the ideal way to get into the aggro deck. Yeah, the Hazard, you know, that Hazard is something we could have looked at, but especially if we thought we're going to be Field of the Dead, but it doesn't really feel like we are. Okay, so this pack is a strong one for us. You know, Robber of the Rich is great, but I think having Glorybringer at the top of your curve is pretty ideal. Maybe this will wheel, and maybe even Robber of the Rich will wheel, but I don't think Glorybringer will. I think Glorybringer is quite strong, and it's what we're going to take here. Okay, Chain Whirler kind of wants you to be mono red to be at its best. So there's that. Needle Verge Pathway would help our mana. So would Clifftop Retreat, but I think I like Pathway a little more overall. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we want to take Chain Whirler unless you're really hard into red, and we're just not. Here's a sweet thing to reanimate for somebody, and Golos is sweet for people too. So we could take the Alseid too, which is a good aggressive creature. It's just a question of whether we'd rather have mana. I mean, right now, I think we... It kind of feels like Alseid and the like will wheel based on that first pack. So I think I'm going to go with the Pathway here. Okay, so onto Inversion's interesting. You know, we can count it as a land that does make Field of the Dead work. Or we can count it, you know, it can be a board sweeper late. Even if you're an aggro deck, if you flood out and then draw this, you know, and that's pretty good. And if you have it early, you just play it as a land. Fight as one is a good trick. We've also got the Resplendent Angel. I find myself mostly wanting 1s and 2s in these packs, you know, if I'm in an aggro deck. And so Resplendent Angel is surprisingly mediocre, if that's where you end up in that deck. Same thing for the Outcast, because it's okay, but it doesn't do anything until late game. Kind of leaning towards Inversion because of Field of the Dead. Yeah. I don't know that we'll play Field of the Dead, but I think keeping it in mind is a good idea. Godpharaoh's Gift is sweet. Probably just going to take the Banneret, though. Take the good aggro creature. Evolving Wilds is tempting, but I think I'm going hard into aggro if I can help it here. So this is another card that's hard to make work unless you're monocolored pretty much, but it is good if you can. And we are pretty white at this point. Experimental Frenzy is pretty good. You know, it's good at setting up all kinds of things if we can lower our curve enough. And I think it's what I'll take. Right now, our curve is not ideal, but hopefully we can get it to be ideal. Okay, so Judith is a really good reason to go black-red. Castle Embreth is good in an aggro deck. Also, makes Field of the Dead a little more possible. You know, I think we really want to hold on to white, mostly because of Venerated Loxodon. So I don't see us becoming a Judith deck. So maybe I just take Countless Gears Renegade because it's a 2-drop. rather than Embreth. Yeah, I mean, we need a lower curve for sure. So I think we're kind of giving up on Field of the Dead, but yeah. So we'll see. Did I actually take the card I wanted to take there? Yeah, I did. Oh, Seasoned Hallowblade. Yeah, yes, please. I think it's better than Grim Initiate. You know, cool other cards in this pack, but I think we can kind of zero in on aggro now. So Torbran, another card that really wants you to be heavy red, which we're not. Normally it's very strong, and it might still be worth it here, but there's also a really good one-drop. Yeah, I mean, I think I'd take Torbran here. The ceiling is too high. Too high for me not to take it. Okay, we probably want Thalia more than Honored Crop Captain. She's not going to punish us that much. Alright, here we will take a Chain Whirler. If we can get good enough mana, the Chain Whirler could work out. So for now, I'd say we are not playing the black cards. And probably not Field of the Dead. We may still run Field of Ruin. So what we really want to do for the remainder of this draft is take a bunch of 1s and 2s, basically. I think we have our top curve pretty much settled in. Some fixing would be good to make it easier for Torbran and Chain Whirler to be a thing. But I think we've kind of zeroed in on our deck now. You do want lots of 1-drops in this deck, too. Yeah, I mean, we don't really want any of these things. This could be interesting to bring into the deck as like a late game thing. All right, so we're going to need really good mana to play Marshall, Chain Whirler, and Torbran, but it could happen. Ooh, late Castle Embreth, I'll take it. And last pick Grim Initiate, I'll take too. Grim Initiate's probably better in the Sacrifice deck, but it's perfectly fine here, too. So, here's some fixing. We're not that interested in tap lands, unfortunately, but it is fixing. There's also Ancestral Blade, which is a 2-mana 2/2 that leaves equipment around when it dies, basically. Yeah, it's between the Triome and the Blade. Splendor. Yeah, we're not a Splendor deck. I think we can take fixing and pretty much count on finding good drops later. This is a tap land, and that might come back to bite us, but I think the fixing is interesting. Okay, so Daredevil's good, but I think Aspirant is even better for our deck. We wouldn't mind, although we don't have a lot of spells, so Lava Runner's probably not going to be good. But maybe Stone Coil or Dire Fleet will wheel, but we definitely take the Aspirant here. Okay, so one thing we could use more of is really efficient removal, and that is what the Dragonfire is. Sunwing is good. It basically makes new creatures unable to block. Beaumont Courier is really good too, and I think it's probably what we take because it allows us to have a great early creature who does significant damage frequently early, and then later in the game lets you reload in a way that most aggro decks just can't do. So I think I end up taking it here. Okay, so Heroic Reinforcements looks pretty good in this deck. I do think it beats out Banishing Light, just because we already have a considerable number of removal spells. And it's not the most efficient, like, you know, it doesn't cost 2, but Heroic Reinforcements is great, so we'll take it. Maul of the Skyclaves. Oh, there's a Royal Eruption and a Phoenix of Ash. I mean, I think the Maul is probably the pick. I do love, you know, both of these cards, but Maul in this deck is looking pretty good. Yeah, we'll take the Maul. We're going to have to lower our curve when we make our deck, but that's okay. So Lavamancer is a nice source of reach, who's also a 1-drop. I think it's pretty easy to take that. I mean, we're not going to play Chandra. I guess Ranger of Eos is more likely. Okay, we got Tajik, who's quite good. I like Lannery Storm, but we're not splashing, so we'll just take Tajik here. Yeah, so, I mean, there's going to be some some dropping of higher curve things. Like, I talked about Angel of Sanctions maybe not making the deck, and I think we're probably back in that conversation. I think Glorybringer and Loxodon are both better to have at the top of our curve. Fight as one's probably not going to make the cut. And yeah, I don't know that our mana is going to be good enough to play either of these, but we'll see. So the Blade came back. The Apparition, we can't really do that much with Proliferate. So I'm going to go with Ancestral Blade. Alright, I like that the Daredevil came back. Yeah, our deck just, it lacks, our deck is really lacking are the nice burn spells, which would make Lava Runner better, but we can steal our opponent's burn spells at least. Alright, we'll take a late Aspirant. So we're going to go really low on this curve and end up jettisoning some stuff at the top, I think. Yeah, we'll see. I find myself frequently cutting Integrity Intervention. Is Weaponize better? Yeah, probably. We're probably not going to play Field of Ruin. If only because we have so many triple and double colored cards, but we'll keep it in mind. But okay, so the Phoenix came back. Whether it makes the cut in this deck, I'm unsure. We do have Lavamancer as reach. So I feel pretty good about this aggro deck. There's some considerable thought that needs to go into how we want to trim it, but other than that, yeah, I mean, I'd find myself just not playing this most of the time. It's too slow and inefficient, so I don't think we play it. Angel of Sanctions, I think we probably cut, but I guess there's a conversation to be had about our mana and these two triple color. Like, maybe we just cut Torbran, Chain Whirler, and Marshall. Because casting any of them is going to be hard. Yeah. I mean, Torbran is a little more sense, makes a little more sense, but we don't have that many red cards, honestly. So it's not going to be as good. And yeah, Chain Whirler and Marshall. Probably just have to lose them all. Yeah, Phoenix is good reach, it's true. And then, yeah, we probably don't play the Angel. Like, this is our only legit 5-drop, and I think that's probably how it should be. So the Ranger can draw us some cards. We have some mediocre, like, 2-drops, but I think you kind of want a critical mass of them for this deck to really be good. So you end up playing your Countless Gears Renegades and Ancestral Blades and stuff. We could probably cut one land because of Ondu Inversion. Yeah, it's true. The Ranger grabbing some of the good late game guys definitely matters. It does cost 4, which I don't love. I do worry, you know, as low as our curve is, I'm not sure we want Frenzy. So when this deck really gets there, I think you have a bunch of 1 and 2 mana spells that kill small creatures, and we didn't get them. Yeah, you might be right about the inversion. I was thinking you could pay life to have it come into play untapped, but it's not the mythic one. So you're probably right. I think I would still like to hold on to the Triome. Cycling it late is no joke, and yeah, I think we hold on to it, but Ondu Inversion's probably just not going to be worth it. The upside won't matter. Yeah, I don't like the Frenzy here either. I think I like Triumph more than Inversion in this particular deck. So this curve is a little higher than is ideal, but I think we're still looking at a pretty good aggro deck. We have 16 lands. Do I feel like I need to add more? I don't think so. We only have one real 5-drop. So, yeah. I think this will be our deck. Let's hope we run some people over while they try to do shenanigans. That is the goal. Okay, good hand. I guess we lead with the Pegasus, because then Courier can come down and they can attack together. The Courier, you know, getting cards under it, starting on turn 1, there's something to be said for that. But I think we want to go this route. Okay, so yeah, we go Courier. I don't get to see what they are, huh? Kind of forgotten that's how this guy works. So if we can go Blade, Heroic Reinforcements, I mean, that may be enough to do in our opponent. We do need to draw another land for reinforcements, but if we don't draw a land, it means we're drawing another creature. So, you know, kind of works out. Alright, so we're going to attack here. See what happens. I'd probably play Ancestral Blade and hold on to the Giant. It might be killing something here, but... Okay. I kind of don't want that on top of my library. Oh, well now it's not. And we know it's there. Is it just better to play the 4-3 right now? I think it would end up regretting it. Thank you for the follow, Kirkland's Signature and Clunka. Okay, so I think we attack here. So if they kill something here, I play the Renegade for sure. I think I probably still play it. You know, they could have Wrath or something, but we definitely haven't had the start we wanted. Like, we really needed to hit the 4th mana for our Heroic Reinforcement before they got to Board Sweeper mana. So we may be in trouble right here. It's going to be a question of whether I'd rather discard my hand and get these 3 cards. Probably not. I mean, these cards just do damage out of nowhere. Okay. That's not too bad. I'm going to go for the Courier. I think I just let it happen. The cards in my hand are too good. What do we exile? Oh, we never get to know. Interesting. Okay, well, kind of sucks that we didn't get a 4th land, but I'll take it. I'll take Tajik all day. So we put a counter on, I guess, the real creature, because they can just bounce that one. They might block and kill Tajik here, which we're okay with. They'll go to 8. We get back a 1/1 token. We have definitely not had a blistering fast start that we really want this deck to have. But we might still be okay. We saw that as a real possibility. We now did draw our 4th land, though, and we can go Heroic Reinforcements. Attack for 4. So, I can win with Bone Crusher Giant here. Equip cost is 2, right? Yeah. Oh, no, I can't. Not quite. I'm good with Glorybringer. Do we make them contend with that? Wow, they discarded Elspeth Conquers Death. I guess we're glad they did that before we played our Glorybringer. Yeah, we're just going to go for it with Glorybringer here. We're not going to exert him. I mean, maybe we should have, but... Because then we could kill the champion, but they can just get it back. I mean... Alright, well... I'm pretty happy with that being what they had to do, and it means... Yeah. Their deck also not firing on all cylinders, I don't think. They've had a very difficult time stopping our sort of unimpressive start. So it kind of worked out, I guess, for us. I guess if I had exerted and killed Champion of Wits, that would have put them at 2, so Bone Crusher would be a thing. Okay. Well. So... I think we probably just attack them. We can get our Grim Lavamancer, which would be interesting with our Ranger of Eos. Yeah, I think we just attack here for 5. Then we play our Ranger of Eos. Yeah. And we get Lavamancer and Aspirant, I think. Play the Lavamancer. So, we really don't want them to draw the Approach of the Second Sun before we can kill them. If they have a sweeper here, we could be in trouble. But we do still have gas in our hand, at least. Okay. Alright, so... attack with both of these. Okay, that should get us there, because then we just Grim Lavamancer and Bone Crusher Giant them for the last 4. Yeah. Yeah, that was a sad Sublime Epiphany. Yeah, it sucks when that's what they do, because it is obviously utterly game-breaking most of the time. So, you know, I was worried we didn't have enough reach in this deck, but we got it there. Yeah, that was not the ideal start for this deck, but it worked out. When you can win, when you don't get your ideal start, it feels pretty good. Okay, so I think we keep this hand. This is a hand where the tap land's a little bit obnoxious. Hoping we just draw a third land organically and we can cycle it away. But, you know. Alright, so I'm going to play our Courier. Okay, so fellow aggro deck. Well, we attack with our Courier. I could play Triome and Initiate here and then Tajik next turn. That seems pretty good. But this is a time where the tap land feels a little ugly. Alright. We're not too broken up about that. We can copy that Lava Coil later, too. So we played Tajik here, for sure. Next turn, we can Daredevil and then Lava Coil something. Probably that Warden, so we can get back our Tajik and attack again. Yeah. Drop them to 7. Ooh. Luckily that's even. So it doesn't completely wreck us. Alright, so... guess we'll play our Flyer. And we'll play Hallowblade as well. Yeah, I don't think we can really attack here. We have to go wide enough to kill them, which is what we're trying to do. Yeah, so end our turn. We could use our Fairgrounds Warden. Yeah, that's pretty gross. But, I was going to say, not enough to kill us. Okay, so... we'll attack them for 2. And then we'll play Plains Ranger of Eos. And I think we grab Loyal Pegasus and Aspirant. Yeah. We don't have a graveyard, so... we just want to go for the flyers. So, I mean, I think we just block some. We don't even block all of this. And hold on to our flyers where we can. So you hit for 6 right now, which is rough. You're not odd, so I don't have to worry that much about you. So I think that's how we'll block. Oh yeah, Embercleave would be real bad. I think we lose no matter what we do if it's Embercleave though. So so I don't know what we can really do to not die to Embercleave. You know, that's just how it goes. Let's hope they don't have a removal spell here. Yeah, I guess double blocking. Does that kill us? It doesn't, because it's not odd. Or even if it was odd, it wasn't enough damage. Okay. Alright, we got there. Yeah, double blocking Obosh probably would have been smart. You're probably a good call there. We won anyway, luckily. That was a pretty long game for two red-white decks. Oh, this is a good one. Who to lead with? Okay, so I think I'm going to lead with Initiate, because giving it counters, well, I guess giving the Banneret counters is pretty nasty too, because of Mentor. It'll snowball a little more. There's a chance whatever we play gets disfigured anyway, yeah. So maybe the Initiate would have been a smidge better, since Disfigure doesn't bother it that much. Alright, so I think we go ahead and play Initiate and Pegasus here. I can actually double block the Null Priest and kill it with First Strike if I really want to. So they're probably a sacrifice deck. Okay. Well, now I can't double block it, so that's sad. We do not like lifelink. I'll tell you that much. Now do I attack? I really don't want to be the player on the defensive, but with a lifelinker in play, feels kind of like I need to. Pretty gross. Okay, well, Aurelia's pretty good here. And we will attack now. Because now I think we can outrace. Now, if they have more removal, we're not going to be super happy. Okay, so I think we probably just attack with both. Put the counter here, the ability there. And then we play Ancestral Blade in Countless Gears Renegade. Well, there goes our Ranger, but if that's what they want to spend their mana doing, I think we're kind of okay with it. Alright, so we just take 2 here. Ooh. So let's put it here. Spread the love a little bit. And attack with everything. And we'll put the counter here. We're gonna go 1? They must have something scary. I mean, they can gain back 4 life. No, they don't have something scary. Thought they might. I guess sometimes you're in a situation where you're like, well, if I block, I 100% lose. And if I don't block, I have a 99.9% chance of losing. And that's probably what they were looking at. This is a good one. You know, turn 1 Lava Mancer isn't the scariest thing, but if it can chip in for 1 or 2 damage early, or we can mentor it or something, it's pretty alright. You know, and then in the late game it can turn into the reach that we need. It's definitely not the ideal 1-drop for our deck, but it's a good card for a deck. We just kind of want it late. Grab it with our Ranger, you know, something like that. In an ideal world. Rather have, you know, a more aggressive 1-drop, but does the job. I believe when I did my top 10 on red 1-drops, this guy was number 1. If he wasn't, he might have been number 2, but I feel like he's actually number 1. Just such a good card for so many decks and so many formats. What? Oh, they're a Reanimator deck that intentionally discarded Platinum Angel. That's a little scary, not gonna lie to you. But let's try to erase that. By them not playing a land on turn 1, we might be able to crush them. But we'll see. If we had a more aggressive 1-drop, it would certainly help. Platinum Angel isn't the scariest thing they can get back. You know, we do have ways to potentially deal with it. Yeah, first turn discard's scary. I don't think, like, Entomb is in this format. Or not Entomb, but the Reanimate. The OG, well, it's not even the OG one, but it's this Reanimate spell with Reanimate in its name, so. Alright, so we're gonna do some... Let's draw Tajik right here and really do some damage. Ooh. Okay, well, I'm not worried just yet that they have graveyard stuff going on, but I probably still play Remorseful Cleric here. Yeah, I mean, the Cleric can at least exile the Angel when we want it to, so that's pretty good draw, even if it's not Tajik. So, feels like we're gonna run them over. Alright, so yeah, I think we play this as a Plains. Deck probably does play a Wrath, but they're 1 mana away from it. Ooh. Oh, I forgot about that one. Okay, so we're going to exile their graveyard at least. But yeah, that might have gotten us. I was like, I can save my Hallow Blade. Nope. Yeah, alright, so I think we're probably dead. But we're going to try not to be. They at least don't have something to reanimate now, so that's going. They got that going for us. Ooh, that's good. So, Fairgrounds Warden. Yeah, now we can get them to 2, which puts them in range of lots of things. So we have that going for us. They also can't kill our giant without dying. Morning, Warlock Pelican. Okay, well, they can do that. We're drawing pretty well following all of these annoying spells our opponents played. So, Beaumont Courier's haste right now is pretty appealing. As is Goblin Banneret's ability to pump. But yeah, I think we'll grab Pegasus and Courier here. Oh, crap. Lifelink has arrived. Thank you for the gift subs, Warlock Pelican. So, they can gain 4 here. Can we get through for lethal here, even with them gaining 4? That is the question. So, this will make the damage 4, 7, 9, 10. So we can swing for 10, but obviously they can block 2 things in such a way that things won't look so good for us. I don't think we can do it. But we can try, I guess. So maybe I should have attacked with everything. It's the lifelink. If it weren't for lifelink, this would have been lethal, but you know, lifelink is there, so it doesn't matter. So we got rid of the bigger creature, but they still have a bunch of cards in their hand, probably a reanimation spell, and they have lifelink. And I think they may have gotten rid of our 2 ways to do 2 damage to them, unfortunately, which, you know, doesn't matter now anyway. That's not bad. We're drawing well, all things considered. There will not be one after this draft, no. But there's plenty more of this draft left. So we're going to give Tajik the Blade. And then attack with both. They have to block unless, you know, they have removal, which is a distinct possibility. I guess... yeah, they have to block something. Oh... all the removal is getting me. Okay. So they're going to go to 3 here and just swing right back at me, so... We did get a counter out of the deal, I guess. That's something. You know, we're trying our best to stay in this game, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, we can't attack or block because Pegasus is all alone. All alone. So the funny thing about Bag of Holding is that it doesn't let you reanimate stuff if you discard it. So they're going to attack for 7 here. So we got to draw something this turn, and even if we do, I'm not sure how likely it is going to help us. Man, that Cry of the Carnarium. That Cry of the Carnarium was rough. Should have been a little more reserved, clearly. Yeah, that'll do it. I was thinking that we had another turn, so I definitely went too hard. I could have held on to 2 cards, and that may have been enough for us to actually kill them before lifelink got going, but, you know. Okay, looks pretty good. Probably lead with the Pegasus. Though it won't be doing damage. It'll be a while before it does damage, I guess. We may want to save that as a later play, since we have a different 1-drop in Grim Initiate. Yeah. It would take the Pegasus 2 full turns to start doing damage, and that's a long time for our deck. Go with Hallowblade here. Aww. Our poor Hallowblade keeps dying to the few things that can kill it. It's very sad. Alright, so play you as a Plains. Then play Ancestral Blade. Pegasus. Alright, so yeah, I mean, I think we attack with everything here. Then we play our Ranger. So our opponent could have a Wrath or something. We don't have a graveyard right now, but maybe we get the Lavamancer for later. We definitely get the Courier. Yeah. If they Wrath, playing Lavamancer after it is not bad. I mean, he'll have fuel anyway. Okay, so play the Courier here. I think we're going to move the equipment to the Flyer. And we'll attack with everything. So, you know, they can exert this, but in the long run, we can easily outrace that. So, I'm okay with that. Man, everybody in their removal, what are they thinking? They don't want to do the Ranger, although I'm not sure I have a way to get rid of Seal Away. I guess Fairgrounds Warden can do it. Okay, that is what they're going to go after. Alright, so let's play the Banneret now. We'll end our turn. I'm not loving the way this one has begun. They've had answers, too many answers for us to do a whole lot of damage. So we just take that. Wonder if they're just gonna Wrath here? That would be bad. Not a Wrath, but more life gain. Not good either. Their deck is pretty good at countering what am I trying to say? Their deck's pretty good at countering aggro because of all the life gain. So we're in a weird place here because it's tempting to attack with the Courier so that we can get one more card under it and then use it. But if we do that, we can't use our Banneret's ability. So making this a 2/2 isn't enough. So I think we probably just want to go all in on damage here if we can, and we can. So yeah, do this again, and then I think we attack with these two. Yeah, these vigilance creatures who gain them life especially are troublesome. Trying to decide if I want to bother playing a land. I guess I will. Could end up coming up. I could have moved my Blade there, I guess, to my Initiate. Okay, so they're taking a turn off to do that, which is good. The bad news about it, though, is that they're still at 10 life. And they probably have something they're ramping into here. They're probably not just searching up lands for fun. Ouch. Okay, so I'll play this Lavamancer. Then I think we do attack with both of these, and really, probably the Initiate, too. And then if they block the Courier, we just sacrifice it and draw. This keeps them from gaining life, which certainly matters. Ooh, those are the two cards under there. Oh, man. That might give us a chance even if they play something crazy now. Just drawing those would have been better, but, you know, Beaumont Courier, life, you know, things like that happen. This, oh, yeah, so that's going to make things a little harder, to say the least. Ooh.
Ghost fire, my greatest creation.
That gives us a chance. It's a little slower than our ideal world, of course, but I think we can live with it.
I did all I deemed appropriate.
So I attack here. If they block, I use the Lavamancer to finish off the responder. If they don't block, I kill the Initiate. Yeah, okay. So, while they're tapped out, we're going to go ahead and kill the Initiate. Okay, we drew exactly what we needed to counteract Ugin. Can we turn that into a win? Probably not. Yeah, no. Nope. Yeah, when they cast that ramp spell, it was like, man, if only they were at, like, 6. That deck was very good at giving a middle finger to an aggro deck. Like, just all the life gain and vigilance and defensive creatures who gain you life. Like, it's hard for us to win against that type of deck. Okay, we kind of... I mean, if we can curve out with this hand, it's going to be bonkers, but it's definitely not guaranteed that we will, is the unfortunate thing. But I do think we keep it. I mean, the chances that we draw either the mana we need or more creatures to play are pretty significant, so... I'm going to lead with the Initiate, because if we draw a 2-drop... I'd rather have the Initiate already in play. Okay, well, there's one land. They did already ruin our curve out, but maybe I can live with it. That's the kind of thing that we could have used more of in our deck. For sure. A little more interaction than we have. Okay, it's kind of tempting to go with the Maul here, but if we let the Pyromancer stick around, it's going to ruin our lives, so I think we Fairgrounds Warden it. I guess I could have attacked first, but there's virtually no way they were going to block, so... Problem is, with all the spells they have, they can probably kill our Warden. But, you know, we'll see. I kind of hope they just play, like, Divination here, you know? Not quite Divination, but... Okay. Well, they're making me pretty sad, I have to say. I could Heroic Reinforcements here, but I think we're going to hold off on that. Four, five, six. I guess Banneret with flying sounds pretty impressive, and that's a possibility. I guess we'll grab, yeah, the Pegasus and the Banneret. Not looking great here, though. We may end up going 3-3, which is sad, but at least we didn't lose more than we won. It would be my second 3-0 to drop to 3-3 of, you know, the week. But, so hopefully we don't go that route. Hopefully they're having a hard time over there. We're just looking for a turn where they have to dirtle a little to punch through for a bunch of damage. Like, if we draw a land and can Heroic Reinforcements next turn and our board stays how it is, these are all big ifs. But if we can do all of it, we can hit them really hard here, enough to switch the game in our favor. Okay, that's pretty dirtily. Sublime Epiphany, huh? I'm glad that's not happening. Okay. So... Okay, I think this is what we wanted. Maybe. And we did draw a land, which is less than ideal. However... I mean, I could be greedy here and instead play like a creature and the Maul. but I think this is going to be better. Yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of damage coming their way again next turn. I can't imagine they're going to decide to be as aggressive here, but it's hard to say.
Anyone need a fire starter?
Well, maybe they will.
No? Too bad.
Oh no, they want pillar, yeah.
Remember this one?
So we're in a race now, which didn't look like that's what this deck was going to want to be doing, but here we are. Okay. Ooh. So, do I let Chandra stick around? I'll be able to bring back Spikefield Hazard, but I'm not sure I care. Because this turn... Yeah, so... I think I just play everything out and then power out Loxodon and look for the win next turn. I guess I can hit them for 2 here. Or at least 1. But I don't think it's worth it. I wonder if they can kill me. They might be able to. Because they can make 2 tokens with that. Alright, so if we're allowed to untap, I think we win this thing. If we don't get to untap, we probably lose. It's kind of coming down to that here. Yeah. So this can copy Spikefield Hazard. But if they do that, it's not making the 2 tokens that they kind of need to make. Yeah, I can't imagine they can find 10 damage with 2 blockers. Even with Hazoret in play. And we would definitely discard the Maul. Well, maybe we wouldn't since it gets tapped. It may just be better to hold on to the Maul because of the damage it represents. So they're going to Spikefield Hazard my Hallow Blade.
Tell me if you've seen this one before.
I think we just let it happen because he gets tapped. If they have a board sweeper, that might be ugly, but I think we're okay with it. Can they get me? I am basically in a position where I would have to block, but okay. Seems like good news. So let's play the Maul. Okay. Well, that makes things a little harder. So we're both in top deck mode. They have Magmatic Channeler, so they have the advantage there. Crap. If I attack with everything, they only take 6. Very likely kill us on the backswing. So I think we just have to end our turn, unfortunately. You know, I thought if we untapped, we'd be okay, but ultimately that was not the case. Because they were able to avert death. I do have lethal in the air next turn if they don't do something here. So we've got another chance at it, but they can also draw extra cards. It does mean they lose a blocker if they decide to draw extra cards. Thank you for the follow, Funk in the Trunk. Hi, TPO3. It's going all right today. Hasn't been a great day, but it hasn't been completely abysmal either, like yesterday or Thursday was. I feel like they have a kill spell. It's just a question of what it is. And that's what it is. All right. Yeah, we get in for the 6. It's going to come down to what they draw here. And again, they do have the option of drawing more cards, so I guess it's only one more card, but one more card is enough. If it's the right card. Oh, they got Commit to Memory. They have to play Commit now is the thing. They can't wait until my turn. So I don't think it helps them, because they could bounce them all, but it wouldn't matter. So I think we're okay. If they could wait to play it till next turn, our turn, it would be a nightmare, but I don't think that it... I know that it doesn't work that way. Because it says... you may play that card this turn, is what it says, yeah. Whew! I really thought we were going to lose that one for a while, but drawing the Venerated Loxodon in the Maul got us there in the end, although it took a little while longer than I would have liked. But we did get there. Alright, so we had 2 winning records today, even if they both top out at 4-3. That feels like a big victory today compared to how it's been. And yeah, I think we can keep this. We don't have a 1-drop, but I think we'll be okay. No, Ancestral Blade is going to be kind of annoying with Thalia, so that's something to keep in mind, but I don't think it's a huge problem. Thalia will almost certainly wreak more havoc on them than on us, so I think we just go for it. We're drawing like all of our non-creature spells. Alright, so we will play the Blade here. Oh, I was like, I should be able to. It just costs 3. Caryata does make it a little less painful to deal with Thalia, but Thalia is still a pretty big nuisance, I think. If I draw a 4th land, I'd probably just play the Maul. They've got a bunch of mana over there to make Thalia a little less painful. Wow. Okay. Sinister, see you later. Thanks for the additional bits. So we could play... We could play our Loxodon here. We could play Initiate and then Loxodon. That's probably our play. Yeah. This is pretty funny. I guess there may be kind of a hate bear deck rather than like a green-white ramp or count or tokens, because you'd think Thalia would hurt them. Of course, you know, we have like 5 cards that Thalia effects in our deck, and we've gotten 3 of them, unfortunately. But even so, I feel all right about things. I wish our Maul of the Skyclaves didn't cost 5. I can at least cycle Cast Out at some point if I think that's a good plan. They have 6 mana. Wait, 7 mana actually. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. They're definitely a go wide deck, but okay. So Stomp costs 4. That's sad. I think I'm gonna cycle away Cast Out here. Okay. Well, I think we probably attack with everything here. They could choose to trade Thalias. If they do, that will enable our Bone Crusher Giant, so I don't hate that. Yeah, they do. So yeah, now it's a question of... do I want to kill one of these things now? Or later? Do I just play my Maul here instead? I think I'm just going to play the Maul now. On Venerated Loxodon. Yeah. That is a lot of damage. I'm guessing they're going to make a token. Okay, so we need to win very quickly. Oh, and there goes our Maul. So much for winning really quickly. So sad. Attack! Attack me! Darn. Okay, so we're gonna play you as a mountain. So, guess we're gonna kill Lotus Cobra with Bone Crusher. Probably move. I think we attack with our... well... probably just everything. We can't let this game go long for obvious reasons. So if they double block this, I'm going to be pretty happy. And it does look like that's where they're going. We're just going to kill the bigger creature at this point. Then we'll play Bone Crusher. It's a question of what their cards in hand are, as it often is, really, I guess. That's not one we really wanted to see at all. So we do have flyers to grab with our ranger, so that's good. I probably should have left up 2 planes here. Oh, we also have our Lavamancer, but yeah, the Lavamancer can actually kill Angel of Invention. So let's grab Lavamancer and Aspirant. And it's a question of whether I want to play them both. Or put the blade on something and attack. I'd probably just play them both. Alright, so we're all in top deck mode now. And by all, I mean both. Let's see how this goes. They have 1,000,000 mana and a landfall trigger, so their top deck mode is a lot spicier than our top deck mode. Wait a second. Are you sure? Oh, they all have Vigilance! Oh, Vigilance. It's been the bane of our deck today. So... freaking Lifelink. Also the bane of our deck today. Do we want to do some blocking here? I guess I should have wanted them to draw some, like a Lana War Elves or something. Would have been great, because then I could have killed the Angel on my next turn with my Lavamancer. They are... yeah. I don't think there's a way for us to come out ahead here. But... let's give it a try, I guess. 9, 13, 17, 21. Yeah, and then I guess we'll double block here. Yeah, just take the rest. Think they got us. Freaking Felidar Retreat. If only they didn't have Vigilance. Okay. Move that blade there, and in my turn. That's not very nice. That is game, actually. That's how unnice it is. Too bad it's not a fight effect. Yeah, because, yeah, that's lethal. Alright, well, like I said, I think normally the 2 decks we had go 4 and 3 on this stream would have been kind of a disappointment. But it does feel like, you know, each stream since the really unlucky one, things have improved a little. So I feel like we're going in the right direction. So that's good.